Hello and welcome to Apply Database 1. In this session, we'll go over the process of creating a data model or diagram using Microsoft Visio. You can use any other free software available to create the data model either through downloading and installing it as a standalone on your machine or through the cloud. I chose Microsoft Visio because you can download it for free from Microsoft through the Daytona State College account. Just send an email to Michelle Belfort to add your name and email to the Microsoft website DS account, and you will be able to download your free copy. You will be provided by a list of instructions with the list of instruction on how to download and maybe install the software if you need. For the download, Michelle Belfort will send you the email that will guide you through going to the website, Microsoft website, and downloading. For the installation, it should be easy, but if you have any problems with that, just let me know and I can post the instructions online. So in my case, I have Microsoft Visio 2016 and I will show you how to use that to create the data model. First, you need to launch the software and search for the database diagram tools. So let's do this, and this is Visio. Open here, so you can click on File, New, and here you have the crowsfoot database notation. If you don't have it here, you can click on Categories and Software and Database, and then select the crowsfoot database notation and create new one. Once we get to the page where you have an empty page here, you can just click on the entity, drag and drop, and you have an entity that's been created here. You click on the name and you can change the name, so we will write student entity, and we can change the attribute and write student ID, and then you need first name, you need last name, and if you'd like to add more attributes, you can go to attributes here, click on that, and then drag and drop the attributes under and you can add student address, city, state, and zip code. So now we have the student entity is ready for me here with all the attributes that I selected. You can add as many attributes as you need based on the data that we have. Now I can drag and drop another entity here, and that will be courses. And then we have course ID, course name, and course number. You can add also the course description, course location, course time, the instructor. Again, you can add the attributes that you need if you need. So those are two entities with their attributes. And again, this is what we call a diagram or a data model, the data schema that will show me the different entities involved in the database and how they will be related to each other. Once I'm done with creating the entities and adding the attributes, I can start creating the relationship. For the relationship, I will drag the relationship and again connect. I just need to find that area. Even if you don't find it, it's okay. You can just change and you need to connect this side with this, so just drag and drop it here and then connect it with this one. So you can see that there is a relation now between the student and the courses. The default here is many and optional, and the default here is mandatory and one. So it's like many to one and optional to mandatory, but this is not the case, and we can change that as we need. Why it's not the case? Because we know that one student can take many courses, so for sure it's not one here, and we need to change it to many. And to do that, all what you need to do is just to click here on the connection and the end symbol, and instead of making it one and only one, you can make it one or more or zero or more. Zero means it's optional, one means it's mandatory. So it is mandatory to have students in the course. So now we have one to many, and here we have in one course we have many students will be registered in that course. Now a student doesn't have to register to a course, while a course has to be assigned to or has to have students in it, and that's what we did in creating the relation. Again, you can just click on the relation, right click, and you can change the symbols as needed, whether it's the beginning, the end, or any of the other options. So those are the options when creating the data model. So once we are done with creating the entities, knowing the identifier, student ID here, course ID here, this is called the identifier for the entity, adding the attributes, adding the relationship, then that is called a data model. That's a data model. Usually you submit your assignment in a Word document, so you're not going to submit this file. So what do? You can save it, so it will be File, Save As, and Browse. And you can name it Data Model 1 and then save, and that will be your data model. Now to bring this to Microsoft Word, all what you need to do is click on the top here and then Alt Print Screen, and now you have a copy from the screen. What you did, you take a screenshot from the Visio file. Open a Word document, click the Word document, and then Control V, and that will paste it here. Once you have this file here, or this screenshot, you can edit as you need. So you can double click and crop and take all this extra stuff and then expand it, and now it shows what's in the data model: the name of the entity, the identifier, and the attributes. But when you submit your assignment, do not submit your assignment like this. That's not right. As engineers, as organized students, we need to look at that and adjust it. So it will be assignment number, whatever the assignment is, and you would apply database 1 and COP 4708, and then highlight, and you can bold it, make it in the middle, and then here you write your name, John Smith, and your email. So it's john.smith@DaytonaState.edu. Then you start talking about the model. How did you create that model? So you say that the diagram below shows the data model representing the student entity and the courses entity. As shown in the model, the student entity identifier is student ID, and the attributes are, and you can list the attributes for students. So you can have the list of attributes, and then while the courses entity identifier is course ID, and the attributes are, and then list the attributes for the entity, and then talk about the relationship between the two. And so you say, since one student can take many courses and one course may include many students, then maximum cardinality will be many to many. Students don't have to take a course, while a course must be, let's say, an offered course must be populated with students. For that, minimum cardinality will be optional for students and mandatory for courses. And this basically explained exactly what you have going on here, the entities, their attributes, the identifier, and the relation, and this is the basically the data model. So you need to explain, you need to write all this and not slam the diagram in the middle of the page without showing me exactly what's going on. And if you need to fit on one page, all what you need is just to make it smaller, a little smaller, and it should fit in this page. Again, just play with all this. And now you have it all in one page. So you have the description and explanation of the model itself, and that will show me exactly what you did and how you created the model. Again, this should be in the assignment, one of the assignments, and you can see how the model being created. The model will assist me in knowing the entities, the identifiers, and their relationship with each other, whether it's maximum cardinality or minimum cardinality. That will be all for this session. If you have any questions on how to use Visio, how to use Word, or how to copy to Word, or any other concerns, just let me know. I will be more than glad to assist you. Thank you and have a great day.